Welcome, everyone, to Around the Effin' Galaxy, the show where we look into the vault, the show where we go around the effing galaxy. Buckle up your seatbelts because it's time to fly.
And we're big on.
This is your captain speaking. This flight is a duration of 1 hour. We will be overlooking the Appalachian Mountains. If you look to your right of your plane, if you look to the left of your plane, you won't see anything because that big fat guy is blocking the window. I'm, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry. And a big shout out to Bad Take Kate. Rumor is, if you say his name 3 times, he appears.
So that's interesting because now that's 2 times in a week. So next time, obviously, going to show. Is he going to appear on the show?
You should.
I hope not.
Of course, I am the magician. You can find me every Friday, obviously, on the around the effing galaxy, and Saturday on the Magic of Wrestling, or through the week on interview. Basically, I am somewhere on this show through the week.
And of course, we have a masked. Is this Caleb's ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, how's it going, Canada Troy? I missed you guys so much, and I miss Caleb.
Now, are you looking to get back together with Caleb?
As long as the next time he takes me to Outback, he buys me a gift, and he also eats a steak like a real man.
And of course, we have Alex Haney. He's no longer the saltiest man alive. He's Alex Pepper Haney. How's it going, Alex?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
You know, I think people just misjudge you.
Yeah.
I know I have.
This is interesting, actually. Shane thought that you hated his guts.
Why would you think that?
Well, it took me a while because I didn't know how good of a troll you were. I really did not know how good, especially when you're like, oh, you're like, oh, you're promoting political stuff. Get out of the group. I'm like, oh, crap.
You know, the thing is, why is it? Obviously, we can't see Haney on his camera. I'm just thinking he's going like that, going, shut up.
Yeah. Hey, what was it? Yeah. What was it? Yes. I don't know why you would think that. I don't know why. You're sort of like, I'm a nice guy.
You don't hate many people. Just doing books.
Me, I don't understand it because Alex is one of the nicest, most kindest, most gentlest souls I know. Like, if he was eating a chicken sandwich and saw that you had none, he would give it up and give it to you.
About?
Yeah.
Noobs in the house.
He's like, oh, he doesn't have a chicken sandwich. You can have mine.
I used to refer to myself as the nicest a-hole around, but I have to say that Alex is definitely the nicest, saltiest man alive.
Is that a compliment or is that an insult?
A little both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. No, his salty segments are usually spot on.
Yeah. Guys, I need to drop off for a second. I'll be back on.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
So I've heard it from rumors going around that cousin Stan is sinking into depression.
That is correct. You know, since obviously we changed the paranormal show for this show, he messaged me going, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do on the weekend. And it's just like, absolutely just, honestly. He left me like 10 voicemails and it just said the same thing. Help. Help.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like this, is this what happens to TV stars when their show gets canceled?
Well, it depends. I'm sure we can't talk about that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I imagine like people go into getting upset when their show gets canceled.
Yeah.
So like Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you talk.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
I'm starting to get worried now because I think Haney and Caleb may be the same person because now we've got Caleb backstage.
I actually probably think they are the same person to come to think about it.
All right, Caleb, come on in.
What's up, everybody?
Caleb, look, it's your ex-girlfriend.
How's it going, Snuggums?
Hi, Shane. How are you?
Good buddy, good buddy.
Caleb, your ex-girlfriend said that she might be interested in getting back together with you. What do you feel about that?
I feel good. It is Shane behind the max. Yes.
No, it just split screen, you know. It just went back and forth.
Oh, sure. Let's go back together.
Yeah, let's get back there. But you got to give her your ex-girlfriend a gift. You gotta like eat steak like a real man.
Here you go. Water.
Oh. Not only did you get her a gift, you also gotta eat a steak like a man next time to outback with her.
Okay, it's a mystery woman. Okay, that was fine to me.
They call them blind dates.
Now we know you're not full Japanese, there, Shane. You know how I know?
Oh,
because your whiskers, they look like a white man. you got some white man whiskers there.
Like, I'm really, really hairy for a Japanese guy.
Yes. Now, is your mother Japanese or your father's Japanese?
My dad.
Okay.
Ooh.
You take out your mother's side of the family with the stuff.
Oh yeah, my mom's so I'm quarter Russian, part Native, part Spanish, part French. So I mean,
okay, so with the Russian and the French, that's where you get in the hair. And
probably also the Native too. Like, they don't get hairy in the face, but they do get hair like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've never seen a Native person with a beard.
No, it's usually just like a couple, like it looks like a little pubia or something hanging out.
But let's look at these videos. We're gonna go into one of our favorite segments on the show. We call it the vault.
Here we go.
Like it's time to open up the vault.
Do you know the combination?
Oh, come on. You've not took that tiger out yet?
I'm not going in there to get him. I thought Joseph H. Gary was going to take care of this guy last week.
I thought he said he was going to also make sure it doesn't have AIDS either. He was going to give it a pre-cure for AIDS.
He was going to, or he was going to give it an AIDS exam to make sure.
That could have been something like that. You never know with that guy, man.
Well, he's so full of lies. Half the time, you don't know what to believe.
Well, the fact that he claims he's really humble.
Yeah. Like, in my humble opinion, I don't think he's humble.
I mean, I do believe he is as humble as Hulk Hogan. I do believe that.
Yes, he's definitely as humble as the Hulkster. So let's show the first video. What is this one?
So this is it looks like an arcade thing. Is that the correct one?
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
so
here we go.
This one, hold on. This one, let me explain it, there's in the early 80s, there was this mysterious game called Polybius.
Okay.
And it was causing like all sorts of people to line up and everyone was fighting to play it. And then we'll just let the video explain it.
Here we go.
This arcade cabinet, the most dangerous game to never exist. Steeped in mystery, this urban myth has endured. But is there any truth to the story? The year is 1981, Portland, Oregon's ground zero for one of the most enduring tales in coin-op history. At a time when a new arcade release was a big deal, the strange appearance of a machine clad all in black with the name Polybius emblazoned upon the marquee created quite a stir. Huge lines would form around this mysterious machine, and even fights would break out over who would be the next to play. Allegedly, those who were exposed to Polybius suffered extreme side effects and even hallucinations. Sightings of men in black who would collect data from the machines and the swift disappearance of Polybius only fueled this urban myth. Do you think there's any truth to the story of Polybius?
This is interesting, right? This is almost tracking back to our old days of wrestling with the paranormal, but it's a strange tale, right?
I don't remember that game at all. Like I've seen a similar game set
That's
up for
because your mind was wiped.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we've heard so many stories with games like this, but I've never heard of Polybius either. So
I've seen one similar game of this rich kid I used to know back in the day, and his we're at his grandparents' house, and they had a few retro arcade games. So this game would have been like this arcade cabinet would have been from the late 50s. No, I'd say like 70. No, I don't know why I said 50s, but like 70s or something like that. But that game was very similar. You moved this thing that was shooting little balls at things coming at you, but it didn't do those weird patterns. Like that was a trap.
Well, the thing about this game is they said it was only around for a certain period of time and then it disappeared.
But just
Taylor, what do you think?
Give me a lot of the history about the game. It's like a movie, Man in Black, like back in the 80s.
I believe Alex Dini is backstage.
He is. So let's bring him on. So we've got 5 people.
Yeah. Alex, did you hear of this game, Polybius?
Polybius? I don't recall it. Sorry.
Yeah, the video is saying that it's some sort of game that was created by Men in Black, and it would cause people to fight, and all sorts of data was collected, and then the game just disappeared.
Is this one of these urban legend games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting story.
That was crazy patterns they had with those little like patterns of all the enemies you're shooting at. Like for what was that game with the 80s or like that was pretty
early 80s, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That was pretty somewhat good technology gaming wise for the 80s. So, like just seeing that pattern spinners and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I almost had an acid trip there just watching it. And I've never done acid.
It could possibly be a test to see how people react to it.
That's probably what it was. It probably was one of those like tests, like you're saying. I can't. There's a word for it though, but I just can't put that.
See, I'm just looking at it. It's pretty weird, isn't it?
It's
you were looking at it online?
Yeah, I might have it on my main my main unit. I might try it out and see what it's like.
Oh, can you actually play the game?
Yeah, I've got a Raspberry Pi arcade system, so I've got all the main games. What was it to play?
Okay, if something happens to Alex, we'll know Polybius was behind it.
It's not our fault, by the way.
Yeah.
Right then, so before we move on, we're going to say obviously bye to Caleb for obviously stopping by.
Right,
Did you, everybody?
See you later.
Have a good one, buddy.
Me too.
Oh, bless him. You know, I love a bit of Caleb sometimes.
He's a good lad.
Followed by
All right,
GHG's corner.
Yeah.
What do we have next in the vault?
I'll just say cat and I'll let you describe the video.
Oh, this is funny. Someone is messing with this cat big time. Let's play it. Look at cat. Look at him, just pissed off.
It's choked.
I would never piss off a cat because it would murder you in your sleep.
Oh yeah, they will. They will.
Well, let me tell you something. When I was, I think it was 14, 15. Me and my sister were fighting, and we're fighting over who got to answer the phone because they thought it was for one of us, right? So we're just wrestling over the phone.
Okay.
And so she eventually won, got the phone, and it was for her anyways. But my cat was watching, and he was watching what was going on. And he was like, he got pissed off at my sister.
Ooh.
And that night, while she was sleeping, he came in her room, pissed on her face.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Well, let me say, before I liked that cat, after that, I loved him. He was elevated.
My sister's cat pisses me right off, and I don't even like sleeping over at their place anymore because the cat, I'll hear it moving around like at 2, 3 in the morning. It's like, come on, F off, man. I'm trying to
Is he
sleep.
hurting you?
Well, literally, all of a sudden, I'll wake up just making noise. I'll wake up a little. Next thing you know, I'll see it on top of the other end of the couch where my feet is, and I'll watch it get the wind up, go like that, and it does that to my feet with the claws out too. It's like you little footpack.
Oh, he's just fucking with you.
Oh, he's fucking with me, but still, he's got the claws out. It's like, yeah, that doesn't feel too great, especially at 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Dear. Ready for Vault
All
3?
right. Alex, any comments on cat video?
I was hilarious.
Is he muted? I muted him.
Yeah, I must have.
Alex, you're muted.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, don't piss off cats.
Is that
I
a
had one.
moment?
So what's the shirt you're wearing? Black Label Society?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite bands, Zach Wild. I've seen him.
That's a great looking shirt.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if you can see the
I might
back.
see your ass, man. Sit down.
But no, I've seen him like 6 or 7 times now. One of my favorite artists of all time is Zach Wild and Black Label Society.
That's great.
In the boards as
So
well.
let's look at our next video. You know, I don't like to show when people get in accidents, but I really like near misses. Check it out.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
We've all done that one.
This guy's going around the corner. He's like, oh, boy.
At least he had his mask on.
Oh, the finger. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
Good save.
Girl.
This is why I hate things on 2 wheels.
Yeah.
This exact
You know
reason.
what? A lot of those guys thread the needle too much, so they put themselves in those positions. Whoa.
Do you know that? Do you know that in the UK? Because I've got a couple of friends that like I like what was it, drive sort of like dangerous goods and that around sort of the country and things like that. Basically, they've got a pass. If something comes in their way because of the load they're carrying, what was it? If they don't go through them, they'll get in trouble because braking has huge consequences with certain loads. You know, what was it called? And you'll be surprised how many times they need to deal with stupidity on the roads.
Now, I just want to let people know to be careful when you're opening your door towards traffic. Make
Yeah.
sure you look, see if there's a bike coming or anything like that, or a motorcycle, anything, because you could cause them to die by swerving away from your door. So make sure you look when you open your door. That's the traffic.
Or you could even get yourself injured too if you have your door wide open and a car or a truck hits it, man. Like,
Be very careful when you're opening your door to traffic.
Anytime I do street parking in Vancouver, I always double, triple check with my mirror and look, and I slowly open the door too.
They actually say you're supposed to use your right arm to open the door, so you have to turn and open the door instead of using your
Yeah,
left.
that makes
Are we giving knowledge as power here?
Yeah,
This,
and
this is
I've got-
definitely knowledge and power moment. Yeah, let's show it. Definitely knowledge power. Be careful when you open your door. Always look to see if someone's coming.
I think
except for
that's one of my first ones I've been a part of.
yeah.
Oh, this is your first knowledge and power.
I believe so, man.
Yes. Except for when it's a cyclist, you open that door as quick as possible.
Yeah, get those spandex warriors.
Of course, he's kidding. He's kidding.
He's not. That's the thing.
You could tell Liam's thought about doing that.
Every time.
Yeah, maybe we need a knowledge and power shirt down the road. I don't know.
That's money. Print it.
We got one more. This is funny. I don't know if you've seen her before. This is an old lady that goes around talking shit to fitness models and weightlifters.
So this is a 2-minute 49 video. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go.
Hello? Your boots are faker than my teeth. Hi, big arms? Why are you wearing pants? Are you hiding something small?
Today we're pranking fitness models and bodybuilders.
Wow, you're jacked. Have you been jacking off? Do those things float?
Definitely, like the Titanic.
I was on the Titanic. Can I get a bite out of that peach?
Absolutely, you can.
Sorry, this is Granny. She's lost her mind. She's just broke out of the nursing home.
Stop. I hope you're not like that in the bedroom.
Oh.
You look like Richard Simmons. Took too many drugs. I see you're serving pancakes.
Yes.
Does that mean you have a flat ass? What kind of protein do you take?
Whey protein.
It's not working. Not working.
I know.
This is for your spaghetti legs. Holy shit, that's a lot of ass. Do you like to cross swords?
Yes.
Yes. Put your shirt on. That looks gross. Can I get a piece of that cake?
I've got your grip. Here. Here's your cake. Sorry, misconfusion. The cake was here. There all along.
You're really smiling cheek to cheek. I do work in construction. What are you doing with that dump truck? Can I bring those shreds to my bed? Is your boyfriend a squat rat?
Yes. How are you?
Are you a pirate?
A pirate?
But you got a lot of booty. Big muscles.
Yeah.
What are you compensating for?
Oh, this lady, she's funny.
I saw that a few days ago, and even though I knew most things coming up, I'm still howling right now.
I like how she just marches off like afterwards.
How lucky was she at the start of that video to beat that big pair of tits, the Young Bucks, you know?
Oh dear. I've never seen that video. That is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, she's just like confident. Like, I love it. She's got to be
You've
like
also-
in her 80s.
She's got zero fucks and going right in there to freaking say that to random strangers. Especially some of them could be on roids too. So some of them might take it the wrong way and spaz out too.
I don't know. It's something about a granny.
That's true, yeah.
It's just
But
like,
if it was one of us, it'd be like boom, right in the freaking kisser.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to get to credit to those of people who she went up to. You know what I mean? Just taking it on the chin, like, you know, absolute a bit of banter, as we call it.
So what I want to know is, Liam, would you use that line?
Which one?
Are you a pirate? Because you got a lot of booty.
I probably would, but whatever happens after that, I cannot say.
I might try this line. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please don't. I don't want an image of you in hospital again.
Why can't I?
You could try like a database engineer sort of chat up line, like, "Hi, I'm a database engineer. Can I join you?" You won't get that.
It's computer talk.
Oh, right. I just realized we kind of need a news intro, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that for next week. But yeah, this is
The news. There we go.
I get a video of you just doing that.
Yeah, the news.
You could do it like the UK News at 10 used to be with what was it, Trevor McDonald. Hello and welcome to the News at 10 on ITV.
It didn't sound like that.
What?
It didn't sound like that.
Yeah, I forgot what it sounded like halfway through.
You ever do an accent and you're like, put another shrimp on the barbie, and by the end you're talking like you're from Scotland or something. I don't know, mate. And you're just like mixing the accents together. All of a sudden you're like, get out the base door.
Sounds like it's an Indian from fucking Scotland.
I'm not gonna lie. When there's times that I've been doing different characters, I've all of a sudden forget and do the wrong accent, or just start talking normal. It's like, oh, wait a minute, shit. Oh well.
My brother was my brother's about a year younger than me, and he was suspended at school because to just give you perspective, my brother could do impressions, like really like insane impressions, but his big one was like Beavis and Butthead, and I kid you not, he burst into my maths class he'd been sent out by the teacher to go and get some material, and he burst into the classroom and just did the whole "I am the great Canholio. I need people for my..."
That's awesome.
And he's running down the corridor, and everybody's laughing, and the teacher's like Frank, come here, and he's just going Canholio.
Now, I don't know if this is just funny to me or it may be funny to everyone, but there was this kid. He was always causing trouble. And so we got kicked out of science class.
Sounds like me.
Got kicked out of science class for disrupting. And he gets told to go home. And so he slams the door. And as he slams the door, he yells, "Slam!" and then you hear him walking down the hallway, "Slam!" and he yells it again.
That was crap I did back. That was crap I did back in the day. But I just want to quickly touch up Beavis and Butthead, because you know how, like, on your list the other day was you hate reboots and remakes.
Yeah.
I have to say though, the new Beavis and Butthead movie that came out last year, and then the new seasons, it's been phenomenal. They're on Paramount Plus.
I don't mind if the reboots are continuations.
Well, yeah, because see, South Park has done it for 21
you can
seasons.
do it okay.
Yeah, but Beavis and Butthead, I have to say, for like a reboot or like a come back from the dead, it's been phenomenal, man.
The problem is,
speaking of reboots or continuations, has anyone seen the X-Men '97 yet?
I've heard about it, but haven't had a chance. What's it streaming on?
Disney.
Oh, okay, that's the reason why I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah, it was really. I watched the first 2 episodes last night. It was really good. A little bit more drama to it than the original.
Oh, really?
So
I myself refuse to get Disney Plus. That's just all Paramount Plus, Crave, and all that. But it's just Disney Plus. It's just I don't like Disney.
well, you'll have to figure out a way to watch it. All right,
Yeah.
Liam, what's in the news today?
So we'll start off with this, and this has obviously been making the news a while. It's, of course, Tony Khan and Jack Perry. So in the
Wait,
latest
pull up
edition...
that picture again.
What?
Like, where did you find this picture? It's like glamour shots.
Those are.
Oh dear. So, in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that they heard Perry was sent home after the Wembley and never heard back from Tony Khan. He later apologized via text message and noted he never meant to cause any trouble and was sorry. Meltzer also wrote he did hear from the company through lawyers, then they talked. He apologized to Tony Khan, but he has still not been brought back. But of course, he's been part of obviously New Japan. So, yeah, we get the fact he's apologized, kind of dry, but is this one of those things where apology is just not good enough?
I think Tony Khan holds grudges.
Yeah, I could see it.
He does.
Like, Brian Cage was doing really well in AEW. Then his wife said the shit, and he still hasn't climbed out of that doghouse.
No, he hasn't. You're right.
Hard
I gotta
as
say,
with Ruby. She opened her mouth and the exact same thing happened.
Yeah, like, don't cross Tony if you want to be in the main event.
But what I would say about this, the fact that it came out the Observer, I call bullshit on Meltzer.
exactly. You know what? I was thinking it too, because Dave Meltzer's really been slipping lately. Like, like people have noticed, like he's really just come out with some nonsense that was far from the truth in the last while. I mean, he's kind of bullshitted a lot, but lately it's been really bad. So because especially if Tony Khan really, really had a grudge, he could actually make sure that Jungle Boy doesn't do the end of the New Japan appearances. He could have blocked him from doing that since he has his contract, right? He can make sure that, okay, no, you're not doing other shows and other dates too. So if Tony Khan really had it.
I'll tell you what's happening. I'll tell you what's happening right now. There is no grudge, and I've said this on another podcast. Jack Perry will be there to Forbidden War, where he'll come in with the eyes, and then he'll turn and he'll join the Killing the Business with the Young Bucks. That's what's happening with Jack Perry. There's was it all this is to build up? All this is starting to build up. The reason I say
I think that makes sense.
The reason I say Meltzer's talking shit is because of all the stuff that was said about the NDAs. If Tony's then talking to Meltzer about it, he's breaking lawsuits. You know, he can't talk about it. He's not allowed to talk about it. You know, so
Tony Khan also mentioned on another show that he just said Jack Perry's doing good in New Japan. He didn't say anything else. He just said he's doing well, and he's got the scapegoat gimmick. It's great, blah blah blah, kind of thing.
He's still part of EVW. They're just waiting for the time to bring him back. That's that's when it's going to happen. The Forbidden Door is when
I think you're absolutely right.
Right, I'm always right.
I think he is. I think he is coming back with it. I think he will either come back with the California Kids, or the next Forbidden Door. He shows up with House of Torture or whatever the new crew he hooked up with in New Japan.
That would be interesting coming from the other side in Forbidden Door.
Well, it's just NWO. That's what they're doing. That's the Bucks. The Bucks can't have an original idea in their head. They just regurgitate.
Now, does WCW? I mean, does WWE own? Do you remember Ultimate Warriors OWN?
Yeah.
Does WWE still own that?
What, NWO?
No, the backwards one, OWN. The one the Ultimate Warrior had.
Warrior Nation.
Warrior made sure that everything he did with WWE in '96 and WCW that he owned. So they've never had that. It was the One Warrior Nation part was all part of Warriors trademarks. WCW or not, the WWE
Well,
never
the
owned
funny
it.
thing about One Warrior Nation, it was two people.
There was two people.
Remember, because Bruce Beefcake joined him.
That's right. So I forgot all about that.
That promo in WCW is just it's quite funny because Eric's like, for God's sake, man, shut up.
All right, Liam, what do we got next?
So we're going to be talking about Bailey, weirdly enough. So she also spoke about being there at Monet's debut, and I just want to pick this quote out what it said here because I thought it was kind of interesting. While speaking to Digital Spy, Bailey said it was a special to see Monet celebrate with her friends and family in Boston, and being in a different promotion is bittersweet. But Bailey is very, very, very proud of Monet. What do you think to that comment?
Who?
I'll start with you.
I think it's great. You're supporting your friend. How wouldn't you? Like, the thing is all these wrestlers are keeping doors open because you never know when you're going to need to cross that bridge.
Exactly.
So it's wonderful for wrestlers to have two big promotions in North America. How awesome is that for professional wrestling? Since it's the golden years of WCW and WWF all over again.
Except sadly, though, ratings-wise, between both shows put together, doesn't compare to the day. Like 4 million for each brand back in the day was crazy, man.
I think it's also a different time where
it's
not about the TV. A lot of people stream it later, and a lot
a lot of people now these days, they might not even actually like the top stuff, and they're going to indie. Like the indies scene has been exploded. Like the indie scene's been bigger now than it's ever been, especially back in those days and stuff like that. So I gotta say, like, rating wise, you said probably watching it later, but rating wise, no. But like independent, boom, man, they're buck solid, pretty good about here nowadays and stuff.
I sort of disagree with the indie stuff. It's not as prevalent as it was. I mean, the definitive indie group, the definitive indie group is now under the AEW banner, and they've made an absolute mess of it with Ring of Honor. You know.
Well, yeah, that's
less
different.
and less.
I'm talking like local indies, though.
Yeah, local stuff. I mean, less and less. I mean, I could, and Liam could probably vouch for this. I could guarantee you that I could go to an event anywhere in the UK and there would be a big name there. That it's not anymore. You know, it's not open. It's not open to them. You know, what was it? Because everybody.
I got you there.
Everybody goes on about EW. What was it like? The talent, like what? There's not many of them work. I mean, you keep guys like Danhausen and things like that, and people say, "Oh well." But just arguing with somebody on the Facebook actually about it, you know. But it's like, yeah, Danhausen and Lance Archer are turning up to indie shows to do stuff, you know. Yeah. Wow, you know, it's not what it was. There's no big names out there in the indies. Anybody's excited about. They're all signed, you know, or as soon as their excitement. They're getting signed, and you know, and I think that's going to be that's going to be to the detriment of AEW in the future. You know, kids like Nick Wayne and that come along.
See, this is why I got to. Maybe your scene's a lot different. Vancouver, like if our scene where me and Canada Dry are, there literally has been 5-6 promotions now out of nowhere, and before there really was no promotions. And I literally watched Nick Wayne last year at 17 years old. I got to watch him in person at the Commodore Ballroom. Same card, Minoru Suzuki was on that card, and also Ishii Maka. And it was cool, like just to see Nick. I didn't even know nothing about the kid, but he had a huge following back. Like at this indie show, everybody was chanting Nick fucking Wayne when he was coming out and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, the kid's in AEW. It was amazing. It was pretty cool.
I mean, there is sort of I just think these guys need to spend what was it, years in going in home in their craft before turning up on television, because they're getting exposed too quickly.
That's true. You gotta pay your dues a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you don't pay your dues, things happen.
But you know what, though? Nick Wayne kind of has paid his dues because he's been in the business forever. Like when he's wrestling at Commodore Ballroom, when you have to be 19 to get in to watch the event, and he's 17. Like, he's
Well, I don't know. That
wrestling.
counts as paying your dues. You got to be on the indies for a few years before you.
Well, don't forget his dad used to run a promotion and stuff for that. He was also attached to Defy Wrestling in Seattle. Defy Wrestling in Seattle is like a really huge indie promotion and stuff like that.
But success for any young person, can be really detrimental. And if you look through the past,
look at Justin Bieber.
Great talent he's got because he got money. But Teddy Hart was on a WWF contract when he was 16. And he was getting money thrown at him, look what happened, what was it called? So they need to. That's the thing about NXT. What was it? They get a college education. They get lots of like business business tuition and things like that as well, prepping them for a sort of world outside the WWE, and that's why a lot of the NXT wrestlers are into sort of real estate and that as well, because basically they get taught how to invest their money, So it's about the aptitude. Saraya is a perfect example. She was wrestling on the British scene when she was 13, 14. And then all of a sudden she's on she's in America, and within a couple of years she's having a meltdown. It's you need to pace it, and you can make people think of it too quick. Hook.
Alex, I want to move on to the next topic. All right?
Yeah, we're getting late.
Sorry.
That's okay. I forgive you, buddy. I know what that accent was. What do we got next, Liam?
So we're going to be talking about a big one, which I know you've obviously got a lot to talk about. So, and of course, it's
I like this picture. You picked some good pictures. Let's show this again. I like some gravy on my mashed potatoes.
Oh dear. So Goldberg made an appearance on Tim's Green North Left Unsaid, where he discussed a wide range of topics, including his undefeated streak in WCW, which was broken by WWE star Asuka years ago. Goldberg referred to it as some Japanese girl. Asuka set the new record for the most consecutive matches undefeated after signing with WWE in 2015. Now, Canadry, I know you've got a lot to say about this.
Okay, first off, this one a little bit I got to say. I'll let these guys cover this because I got a lot to say in the other one. But like you're bitching because they let someone else break your record. Really?
Female too. Women's division.
Some Japanese girl broke my record. How disrespectful to Asuka.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
This guy's a douche. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and of course we know. I know you're a big Asuka fan.
Yeah, the guy can go. I don't know.
See you next Tuesday.
He's a see you next Tuesday. Yeah. I mean, what a ridiculous thing to say, But if you look at what to me, Oscar's one of the best wrestlers on the planet, male or female. There's. I mean, it was a go. If you want to go study wrestling, go look at some of the stuff she was doing. Daniel Bryan's moveset is practically stolen from, but was Oscar in the WWE, all the moves, all the kicks and things like that. She was the first.
Who's Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
You mean Bryan Danielson?
No, I'm talking about when he was.
Okay. I just messed with you.
But when his moveset in the WWE was basically his moveset was basically Oscars in Japan, and he's not like egotistical to say that. Like I think he said that, she's a huge influence. But was on a lot of wrestlers. So I think that's absolutely diabolical. Goldberg saying that.
You know what? He's one of the shittiest wrestlers of all times that never deserved the streak he got. So he should just shut his freaking mouth to begin. And then he's also trying to blame Triple H for all the other crap too, including how Asuka got the record to begin with, and then also how he's not getting his retirement match. It was like, well, a lot of that's on Vince too, buddy. Like, you're blaming the wrong guy. He's always hated Triple H. Let's face it. He's talked shit about Triple H before he made his return to the WWE. He was talking. He really is a goof as far as I'm
So
concerned.
not only this, you got the Bret Hart comments I sent you.
Yeah,
Bret Hart story. I've heard it for 15 years. I've heard about him bitching and moaning about me kicking him in the head. I gotta say I'm sorry so many times, and I can only be remorseful for so long. So that's where we are. Okay, let me speak on this for a second before these guys chime in. So when you say I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what the other person says because you're sorry. If I say sorry to Liam for punching him in the face, I don't need him to forgive me. I just need to say sorry because what I did was wrong. And for him to be upset that Bret doesn't forgive him, fuck you, Goldberg. Like, maybe you should have learned how to become a wrestler after that. Maybe you should have went back to wrestling school and learned how to do your craft. Because you've hurt a number of people after that as well. So, fuck you, Goldberg. Anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah, I've always thought he really was a reckless idiot. Like, just to see how many people he has dropped onto his heads and stuff for that. And then the fact that he feels so great, it's like literally if he was packaged in the WWE instead of WCW, like if that's where he came from, they would have never gave him the streak he got. They would have made him eat his lunch just like William Regal did at WCW back in the day, that one match.
Hey, you wanna block this idiot in the chat?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
There we go. Done.
Bye, Hero Beans.
Who the hell was that?
I don't know. Probably Daniel Smith or something.
Dear. Yeah, it's maybe the Goldberg's a salty one, and
maybe that was Goldberg. Maybe it's a Goldberg fan.
Do you know the ironic thing about it? Maybe it was Goldberg. The ironic thing about it was Oscar's streak was legitimate. His wasn't. Every week, his victories went up about 10 victories.
Yeah, it was. It's like, wait, where did he get these wins? There was no TV.
Goldberg was 75-0, and then all of a sudden a week later he was like 92-0. Even if they did house shows, it was still physically impossible to do that.
Yeah, I don't think WCW did any house shows.
Very rare. Like one every couple weeks or some crap like that.
They stopped doing that because they filmed that they basically filmed that the old MGM thing in Disney, which is now Hollywood Studios. So it was basically filmed there until they started doing the sort of Nitro stuff, and then it didn't happen. It was more of an international audience. It was the same like with Impact. The reason if you go back and watch Impact from back in the day, it's all guys with like Man United tops and Rangers and Celtic tops and Liverpool tops and like Everton tops and things like that. It's because it was all the bit over there that were going to the wrestling at Universal. So there wasn't there wasn't the numbers there for him to be able to do the streak. It just didn't happen. And plus Oscar would beat his ass anyway in a real fight.
Oh yeah. In a shoot fight, I think so. What else we got on there, Liam?
So we're going to head to talk about Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She's not held back with WWE. I've just found a little bit of a quote here. It says, in WWE, it's all fake. I love them. I mean, in the wrestlers, Ronda said, except for Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis, they can go fuck themselves. That's real. And that's just one little catchphrase here. So she's not holding back, Shane.
So what's her deal with Bruce Pritchard? Does anyone know?
I don't know, but remember when all the whole pervert stuff came out, or like the sex scandals and stuff? I'm pretty sure she made a reference about Bruce Pritchard during that time too, and stuff for that.
So I know Laurinaitis is named in this thing, but is Bruce Pritchard going to go down at some point? Is someone going to name him, other than Rhonda?
We'll see. We're gonna have to wait for that. But as far as like Rod, she's really been out there. Like the fact that she mentioned the whole Vince thing, him being a creep in her new memoir, and then the WWE really has been a shit show backstage and all that stuff.
I think she wants to turn to back wrestling. She could show up in AEW possibly.
Well, she did ROH because of Mira. See, and that's the thing. It's I find that kind of bizarre that she's still close friends with Shayna. Like, that say all these things about WWE where one of your best friends still working there.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Shane. If you and I both worked at, I don't know, General Mills, and I quit, and I was talking shit about General Mills, would you care?
That's a good point too. Yeah. And I mean, I'd probably be working there and still talking shit too. So,
fuck General Mills. No, we like you, General Mills. Just kidding.
I don't eat cereal, so it's not a big deal to me. So,
General Mills, the best.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She's just all this is just a flapping her gums. There's nothing. All she's doing is trying to promote her book. You know,
let's clarify. She has written a book, and when you write a book, you need some juicy shit in there.
And you need ways to promote it. You need ways to say something. You need to go public about things to go, okay, I got to read this. When she starts reading lines off, I got to go check this book out.
And I'll use an example of Punk as an example when he left WWE, and basically anything was fair game with Punk when he was talking about it. He basically tore into WWE in big time, right? Yeah. So when did all this culture start? Because I'm sure as hell, if it was there when Punk was there, he would have spoke about it. You know, the fact that it's a bit of sour grapes, and what was it? In my opinion, because basically some of these women were passed over for a sort of people like Rhea and Bianca, you know, and that's what that really comes down to.
Here's the line that's interesting to me is that, and we kind of know this is still going on in wrestling, not just WWE, but all over wrestling. That, like she said, there's a casting couch mentality in trading TV for TV time. Sexual
Mandy Rose just said that like they were trying to groom her for Vince. That's what she literally just said the other day too, or something along that lines.
Well, no, that was taken the wrong way. Let's clarify. Is that Vince would love her as a wrestler? So that whoever printed that out, they were trying to clickbait you.
Yeah, see, I literally only caught the screenshot of that.
You got to really check it out, or you'll be taken in with some of these.
That's a great point.
I mean, Ronda's never been on the catching couch in her life. Let's be honest, you know.
No, she's got one of the most strong, like, biggest fucking boyfriends out there. That like Vince would probably piss his pants. He's a tough cookie.
Ronda's got a bit of a name and a bit of power behind her, so they wouldn't even try that.
And the fact during the wrestling match she has to pull her shorts out her fanny every 10 minutes, you know. What was it called? It's probably like a bus couch anyway.
But I'm also surprised though the way she's talking, because with the merger with TKO, and she's still pretty close to Dana White. So I'm kind of really surprised that she's actually taking some daggers at WWE.
Is she really looking to go back to? She's retired from UFC. She's retired from WWE. So if she's going to do something, it's in Hollywood or in another wrestling organization.
I don't think she was rumored to be at UFC 300, but I doubt it. Maybe as a guest, but she's not fighting for UFC 300.
You know what I'd love to see in UFC?
Who?
Guest referees. That would be cool. You get celebrity referees in there? That'd be freaking cool.
Hey, there's one news I want to bring up right now, actually, quickly. MJF with the whole removal from the roster page and his merchandise been removed off of AEW shop.
Yeah,
What's that?
I want to know, is this something that has been done before?
No,
I thought it was. The last time he went on the hiatus, I'm pretty sure they did all that. When he did no show the autograph signing, I'm pretty sure they pulled all his. I don't think they took him off the roster page, but I'm pretty sure they sold his merch and all that type of things while that all was going on.
This is just them trying to get a bit of the rub from WrestleMania, where people think he's going to turn up at WrestleMania. He's not going to turn up. It's a load of nonsense. MJF signed an extension, right? Because he stopped talking about the whole sort of next year's the bidding war. The reason they stopped talking about it because they knew there wasn't any bidding war, because the WWE weren't going anywhere near him until he was out of the contract. So
this is just a way to bring him back to your mind, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
It's quite ironic that this stuff starts to happen when he's finished. He was apparently shooting a vid, some sort of film as well. So what was it called? He's had his surgeries. He's recovered and he's finished his commitments and he's ready to come back. Yeah, it's just too coincidental,
So do you think we could get him a Dynasty or a little bit later?
I think it would be Dynasty. Dynasties. It's written for him. Dynasties. I mean, that's his faction. Dynasty. So
did you watch the soap opera Dynasty when you were a kid?
What's that?
You remember the soap opera Dynasty?
Yeah. I was more into Samurai Pizza Cats when I was a kid, to be honest.
Samurai Pizza Cats?
Yes. You never remember Samurai Pizza Cats?
That sounds familiar. That really does.
I remember Samurai, but I never watched it ever. Sounds like a ripoff of Ninja Turtles. Samurai Pizza Cats?
Samurai Pizza Cats.
Do you know the best song that I never liked the show, but I really like the theme song? Thunder, Thunder, Thunder Cats!
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. what do we got? Anything else, Liam?
Yeah, we've got two more things I wanted to wrap up, and this is just a short one. And Kevin Nash on the Click This podcast said, "I quit drinking. I think today is week 5." I mean,
you know what? This is shocking to me. Like, I thought he would have quit a long time ago.
I honestly didn't even know he was still like a drink. Like, I would have thought maybe like a one-off here or there when he's out for functions or whatever, but I didn't know he actually fully quit.
Yeah, I thought like when his son died, when Scott Hall died, they're
all addiction. Yeah,
I'll tell you something about Kevin Nash. Right, he was over here. What was it? A few years ago. It was just before COVID, and they were performing at Celtic Park, and it was him, it was X-Pac, and it was Scott Hall, and both. I mean, it was at the time Scott was meant to be sober, and both, Nash and X-Pac were sitting there guzzling wine, right? While Hall was sitting there with them. So what was it called?
That's kind of a slap.
It's kind of shitty, and you'll see it in interviews and that as well with them, what was it? I mean, he talked about, obviously, I mean, nobody wants their friend to go through that, well, it's like, well, don't drink around them when they've got a problem, but yeah, it's a strange one. Alcohol's a strange one. I mean, what was it? Everything that's happened to him is obviously unfortunate, and it's quite sad and heartbreaking, so hopefully he's in a better place for it.
What do we have anything else? Or does anyone else have any comments before we move on to the next?
No, yeah, I'm good.
No? You have any thoughts on it?
Did I kill the room? Did I kill the room?
I mean, no, not at all.
Killing the business, man. You're killing the business.
Alex is killing the business. What do you think on this, Liam? We haven't got your thoughts on a lot of this stuff.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I was kind of shocked when it's like, oh, I didn't even know. I mean, obviously he's been through hell a lot, obviously losing Scott and stuff like that. So, and I mean, we've said it many times on previous shows, kind of dry. Do you know what I mean? Drink it is a demon, you know, for a lot of people out there, even wrestlers.
Yeah, so even though he lost his son from alcoholism, he lost his best friend. It's not easy to quit.
No,
Even though like it's still the part of the thing that you're addicted to. So yeah, it's not easy.
not at all. Anyone got anything to add?
No,
I really can't. I can't even touch the subject when I'm drinking a beer as we speak. So.
Oh my goodness!
Shall we finish off
All
on
right,
the last
let's move on
story?
to our last subject before we wind down here.
Okay, so we've talked about Jack Perry, we've talked about Bailey, but so we're going to be ending the show on Mr. Chris Jericho. He's obviously spoke about the Hall of Fame, and I've just got a little quote here. It says, "What is the Hall of Fame to begin with? Honestly, who gives a shit? It really doesn't mean anything to me." I mean, what do we think, kind of dry?
It's kind of tough for like. I guess because it's been so watered down for the longest time. It's not a legit Hall of Fame.
It's only on paper. It's only the Hall of Fame on paper.
What are you on about? Only on paper? It's either there.
Well, like
or
we got some people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that are not in there.
No, but not just that. It's like literally, there's no physical Hall of Fame. Like even in our province, the BC Hall of Fame, we got it inside BC Place. We could go sit there and go visit the best athletes of British Columbia. Meanwhile, there's no actual anywhere that's got a physical WWE. Here's our Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
not like Cooperstown. Not like the NHL. Like I'm shocked that UFC's not much better because their Hall of Fame is literally pretty much on paper too.
You got $1 billion company, like
exactly.
multi-billion, $8 billion, right?
Even NASCAR has a Hall of Fame, and a lot of fans have it.
You think they would? I don't know. They're probably getting ready to do this eventually because they get that like the Lost Treasure show where they're collecting all this memorabilia. So I think eventually they will have a physical Hall of Fame.
Well, they've got the WWE warehouse, and there's so much artifacts there over the last 40 years that why some of that should have been on display many years ago for people like us.
But also, it's a moneymaker too. You charge a few bucks to get in, and bam.
Well, yeah. Look, Marvel did this whole thing with the what you would call it, the Avengers, the Brentwood Mall, where they set it up at different malls, but you could do the whole experience and seeing all the props and all that and costumes. But why hasn't like WWE done that with a lot of their like? I would have loved they brought a traveling museum to town or whatever.
Jericho compares it to
probably
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He thinks the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit too.
He's not wrong. Jericho's not wrong there either. He's not like it takes a lot of politicking to get certain bands in the Hall of Fame. There's bands that's still not in there that deserve to. Like, I couldn't believe Hart just got in like 10 years ago when they should have been there a long time ago.
Alex, what do you think?
Chris is just saying that. Well, for two reasons why he's saying that, you know, he's just, it's WrestleMania time and he knows that the Hall of Fame's there and what was it? He's just making a sort of, he's just trying to make a relevant point, you know. But to get people to talk about him,
you could be doing the Ronda Rousey thing, yeah.
No, the guy's an ego. The guy's a narcissist, you know. What was it?
So you think? Answer the question, Alex. You think one day Jericho will actually show up to and go in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
I don't think the WWE should allow him in the Hall of Fame now because he sucks. You know?
Yeah, okay, Jericho isn't that great anymore, but look at his career.
Maybe he can go into the EW NDA Hall of Fame.
NBA or NDA? Speaking of the Hall of Fames, Tony Khan spoke of the possible first names in the AEW Hall of Fame.
Oh, what?
They,
Surely,
no, no, they can't. You know what? I'm one of the biggest AEW supporters from day one, including watching the original All In. No,
Yeah.
do not think about a Hall of Fame for at least, like, I'd say 10,
Well,
15 years.
no,
10,
let's-
15 years if they're still around.
You're jumping
Okay.
the gun.
Uh,
Now let me just clarify this comment.
Okay.
He was interviewed and he was asked, what about an AEW Hall of Fame? He's like, well, we're not thinking about that.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about that, two names that I would consider putting in
Which he means
would
he's
be
thought
Brody
about it.
Lee and Sting. Well, he was asked the question.
And then he says
Yeah.
something. And then he says something absolutely ridiculous. He said they two names, and then he says the one guy I want in because I really think would be Jay Briscoe. And I thought to myself, Jay Briscoe would not be on if the accident hadn't happened. The Briscoe still wouldn't be on AEW television because he didn't have the balls to put him on.
That's not wrong. No, but Tony was trying to politic to get the Briscoe brothers for the longest time. Was Warner Brother was the ones that were anti-Briscoes because of the comments that
they said way back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
You know what's funny
really
though? They were called these things, but meanwhile they were good friends. Like there was that drag queen wrestler that was did NWA shows. She was friends with the Briscoes, and she's like she said, like, get these guys on TV. And there was a picture of them all happy and smiling and stuff. And then she goes, there's no hatred in these guys' hearts. But again, when you put something public, it can haunt you for years.
Yeah. So that's a knowledge power moment, guys. Before you start typing your little hate comment, think about yourself in 5, 10, 15 years in your professional career. Do not put hate mongering things online. That's a knowledge power moment. All right, let's wind down here.
Thanks. Something quickly. I thought about
go ahead.
I thought about it, about what the potential that this could have to detrimental effect that this probably won't ever happen to me in the future, but I'm going to say it. The Young Bucks suck.
No.
that could haunt you. That could haunt you. All right.
Roddy Piper's overrated. Okay.
We want to give our thanks to our sponsors. Of course, we have FTW Wrestling School. They're in Largo, Florida. It's $250 a month. Let's show that clip.
Determination, perseverance. These are the qualities that make a champion. Do you have what it takes to be the next wrestling superstar? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy, we can help you become the champion you were meant to be. Our world travel trainers, Brian Idle and Natalia Markova, are well-known industry professionals with years of experience in the world of wrestling. From the basics to advanced techniques, they are dedicated to help give you the tools that you need to succeed in the ring. Our training program is tailored to challenge you, push you to your limits, and help you discover your full potential. Come join our diverse group of talent. Join us at Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy and make your dream a reality. Visit our website or contact us to learn more and start your journey to the top today.
So we got some show. We're gonna show the other advertisement as we kind of end our show. But what do we got tomorrow on Magic Wrestling?
So we've got a mystery highs and lows. Obviously, this is a big part of our series. Mr. Isaacs is obviously going to do the show. Obviously, I'll be there, but I don't know what he's going to pick. This is for the first time ever. I don't know what he's going to pick. It could be the Young Bucks. It could be Ric Flair. I don't know. I'm not going to find out until tomorrow. So this is going to be interesting.
All right. So we don't have any garage on
That's
Saturday night.
fun.
We don't have any garage on Saturday night, so there's no collision. And Jeremy is spending the evening with his father for his birthday. His father his name's Big Bill. Not that Big Bill, but that name's Big Bill. And of course, on the All After Wrestling show, we are going to be talking about wrestling has more than one royal family. We're going to talk about the best families in professional wrestling. I look forward to doing with that. Of course, if you want to support us, head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees /FN Wrestling, where you can get one of our many lovely tees. We can see this one or this one.
That's the only one I've got at the minute. I can't show you the other.
Or if you want to support old school wrestling, and I know you do,
At least
head on
flip
over
it
to Pro
horizontal.
Wrestling. Pardon me?
I'm saying you could have at least flipped it horizontally with a day. This
Yes.
one? Oh, this one.
Head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees /Adrian Adonis, where you can get this the Fingers shirt by Adrian Adonis. And so we also want to give a shout out to the Kill City Cup. You can head on over to Kill City Cup here on YouTube. Check them out. They do some great stuff there. Why don't you play the clip?
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the balls.
I love that music. I love that music for the Kill City Cup, man. Seriously, it's like an old school Metallica mixed with a few other things, man.
I can't wait for the release of the very first Kill City Cup because who doesn't want more Kill City Cup? We need part 3. We need the prequel. We need it all.
It looks dope as hell, man. Every time I see that, I'm like, that looks dope.
Yeah, a little bit of like Lucha Underground, a little bit of Mortal Kombat, a little bit of pro wrestling. So thank you so much for joining us here. We're about to land. You can take your seatbelt off and get the hell off my plane. I don't want you here no more. I'm just kidding. On behalf of Liam Wakeland, on behalf of Shayna Y, on behalf of the salty bastard Alex Haney, I am Canada effing dry. And sometimes life beats you down. It's okay to be down. It's not okay to stay down. You have to reach out to your friends. You have to reach out to whatever resources you can. And you have to fight with them as they fight for you. So stick your fist in the air and say it with me. Just keep fighting.